So I figured, well, my husband's at work, my kids are playing at the store that they go to. I'm gonna go live for at least a little bit, because it's been a minute. So whenever you guys get here, because I know people will be like, "What? She's going live?" Yeah, random. I do that sometimes. But make sure you guys comment so I know that you're here. It's weird. Things have changed on YouTube so much. It's weird to work out. But it's still probably my better place. I like to go live because it's easier. It's not, they don't make it difficult. But don't forget, guys, comment down below. Oh, for future guys, everybody always wants to know after I've done my live, um, like, why can't I repeat the questions? Because, I mean, that's going to get annoying. I answer a lot of questions. But once it goes through and they go through everything in YouTube, you can actually just hit live chat and you can see all the comments that have been made for future. So, just so you know why I don't repeat myself 50 times. Well, it would be like hundreds of times. Hey, Stacy. Everybody's popping on now. Hey, Warren. Hey, Laura. I don't think I've seen you in a minute. It's been interesting. Everyone's asking, I'm like, I don't know. The Canadian wildfires. Now, guys, it depends where in New York you are. But I live by like an hour and a half from Alexandria Bay, which is US and Canada border. We get an insane amount of smoke since the wildfires. I lost my voice completely. My sinuses were burning rains of fire. My ears were killing me, and I had major vertigo issues, and it was messing with my lungs since I saw pulmonary embolisms. It takes a year for those babies to go away. But hey, Jen, it's been a hot mess. Mindful healing. I think you're new to my channel. Hey, how's it going? But it's been busy, guys. I'm gonna do on my second channel is where I really drop my average daily stuff, since this is just dentures and health things you guys need to know. So many people ask me how I knew I had autoimmune. Well, when you're used to feeling normal and then shit gets bad for a long time, that's when you know something's bad. Hey, Erica. Hanging in there. I take my son to swimming lessons Monday through Friday, so we're like out of the house and all of that by like 8. We don't come back till probably noon. And by the way, I'm allergic to the heat and sun due to lupus. People always ask me what's my worst autoimmune. I don't know. Lupus is a little bitch. I'm just saying. She's mean. But so is scleroderma. But I'm literally allergic to UV. It's photosensitivity with lupus. So yeah, you have to like try to protect yourself. You kind of can't do that in 100-degree heat. So it's been interesting. First of all, I love your screen name, Jelly Bean. And finally, I was making videos. Oh, I have a new product I'm doing, guys. I'll be doing that on a live. Maybe a live video? Probably both, to be honest with you. Because the video, you get all the stuff cut out and you just get me. And then I can do it with actual people. But Denture Fit gave me something to try. I don't know. See how it works. I'm very opinionated with denture products. Well, it's like when people recommend mediocre products, which is most of the denture world. I'm like, guys, it either messes up your mouth, messes up your dentures, which sucks. When you try better stuff like adhesives, soft reliners, doesn't matter, all of that. And then you go to mediocre, you're like, wow, why did I think this was great? But when you're new to dentures, who the hell knows? You're just not used to what is good, what's not, because you don't know what the hell you're doing. I had no idea what the hell I was doing until I did overtime. Oh, vertigo sucks, Laura. They tell you to do that damn freaking thing my doctors have taught me, the certain head movements and stuff to do. That shit made me want to vomit everywhere. Like, wait till it stops spitting. I'm like, I'm gonna puke if I do that. Like, I'm not. No. I kept trying it. and hoping it would move, because it's the crystals. It's like 7 different ways why vertigo happens. And apparently Canadian wildfires in New York was one of them. See, I can't be in the dark when it's dizzy because I can't see what I'm doing. So I'm just spinning and I don't see anything by it. That is a win to keep your teeth in. Guys, keep your teeth in. Hey, Marilyn. Marilyn made a lot of videos. You know what it is I've been doing this for 30, I don't know, something years. And, you know, when you have the people that you've taught, they move on. But then you make more videos and people don't see the older videos and you just keep making the same video. It's getting old. But I do have a second channel that I do everything else on. Well, see, that's a big bonus. I'd be bored out of my mind, though. I have ADHD, guys, so I gotta keep it moving. Or I tend to get bored. Hey, Marlene. As a live, it's probably been a month since I've done a live. 3 weeks to a month, something like that. Yeah, because it's been less than that, because I did Denture Fit giveaway, Dr. B giveaway, and then I was just so busy with my kids. End of school, starting new things, project stuff, blah, blah, blah. It's just been chaotic. Hey, Christina. Just a little FYI, Christina, we can all see your name when you first post. So you don't need to just tell us your name, because we see it already. Just so you don't waste your time doing that. Hey, Ruby. Girl, I saw that raspiness you guys can hear, probably. But I lost my voice for like a week straight. My throat was so burning. I really hope it's done. Or sort of done. I mean, I don't think it is, because it's still sort of shitty outside, but it sucks. Like, I wake up, my throat's killing me, my ears are killing me. My doctor's like, she's like, because I literally saw the day prior, and I'm like, all of a sudden, everything went to shit after I saw you. You're jinxing me. Just saying. But, because she was asking me how this and this is going, and then it all went to shit the next day. But she was like, definitely stay inside. Summertime, I'm supposed to stay inside anyway, but that's boring, and I have blood clots, and I don't want to sit around. Or, there's only so much cleaning you could do, right? Warren? I have so much damn denture shit. There's people that I didn't know lived by me, and they figured out it was me. And they were like, holy crap, you're here. I'm like, wait a minute, I got a lot of shit I can give you. I'm trying to get rid of the shit. But I literally made a video ways ago about, like, bins of shit me throwing out. Because, guys, if you hold on to something too long, throw it out. It's not good for you. Everything expires. So if it's sitting in there, used, you've used it before and done it, chuck it. I would say after 6 months. If you haven't used whatever it was, throw it out. Get something new. Because we put the shit in our mouth. You don't mess with that. Yeah, Jenna, I had vertigo probably when I first started with my autoimmune for a couple of years. It was the worst 2 years. And then when it started again, I'm like, oh no, not again. No, not doing that shit. Luckily, I kept trying to move the crystals and stuff. And I'm going to show you guys something. This is a prescription. It's a godsend. I mean, she's always had me want to use it, but I never really did. But I don't know how to say it, so I'm going to see if the camera will show it. Hold on. Am I getting there? Get unblurry. Of course not. So it's azolestine, HCI, whatever the frick it's called. It's not like Flonase, which Flonase is a steroid. This is like an allergy spray stuff. I could breathe the second I did it, and I'm like, this shit is magic. Magic. So yeah, she gave me boxes of it. And I have like 5 boxes of Flonase. Hey, Sue. Greetings from New York. My grandmother, who passed away a year ago now, who she was like my BFF, which was difficult. And still, when someone dies that's close to you, it's really hard to still believe that they're gone. It almost feels like they're on vacation. It's really weird to feel that. But she's from England, and she's been here for like, she was here for like 40, 50 years, whatever. Her English accent was so damn thick still. So when I speak to her, I would constantly have the English accent. And like, just throughout the whole 7-hour conversation, I'm not even kidding. Like 6 to 7 hours on the phone. But yeah, I used to mess with her all the time. Hey, Ina. Why are you in the hospital? Oh, girl, I had mine out too. Oh, yeah, girl. Girl, mine exploded in 2017. Get it. But yes, you can still get stones, which sucks. But that's why I don't eat fatty foods at all. Maybe like on a rare occasion, but it's still homemade. Everything I make is more like straight up Italian food. Authentic Italian food, not American Italian food. And some recipes. So I did 23andMe for scleroderma research since I have scleroderma. And I found relatives all over the world I have. I'm not kidding. North Africa, got some there. Brazil, because I am Italian, Brazilian, and Irish mainly. But I'm like 8% North African and blah, blah, blah. So I get relatives that send me great recipes. And I'm like, yes. So I add my own stuff into it. But yeah, you can absolutely get gallstones. What sucks is normally when you get your gallbladder taken from, it's one of the most common surgeries to get. They normally put stents in your ducts or whatever to keep it open. I never did stents. They actually just dilated mine. So I would never have to go through another surgery because I already went through 4 that week. So they dilated it, and it stayed dilated so far. Knock on wood. So, yes, I am superstitious. So, yeah, you definitely get gallstones, and it sucks when they get stuck. It feels like a stabbing, evil pain from hell. Childbirth is easier, I'm just saying. Girl, keep me posted, though. Are they going to take them out, though? Like, they're not just going to leave them there, right? Because your liver shit's going to go way up. Mine was at like 3,000 something when that happened to me. It sucked. Ooh, I'm going to bring back... Okay, so all the new people out there, well, new for the last year, we'll say. I used to do story time with Heather. All the best pre-denture and denture stories. I don't have the best of luck, but I do make it fun. That's why I was called the Ativan Fairy, because when I used to get, go through the full mouth extraction, well, I did the top, and then apparently the bottom needs, don't ask. But my primary gave me Ativan so I can just chill out my nerves for it. I mean, I didn't need it for the second surgery because I knew what to expect. But I was called it the Ativan Fairy because it's like, I didn't care what they did at that point. Girl, how'd you break your denture? I know you see me. And that's actually pretty cheap to fix a denture, though. Yeah, Stacy, that shit from Walmart, which it's everywhere, it's, the same people that make the Ghetto Soft Reliner, but they make a denture fix for that moment. It sucks. It does not work. Please do not use it permanently. Do not even use it for a month. Don't use it for 2 weeks. Make sure you get it fixed. And 160 is freaking cheap to fix a denture. So is it like completely broken in half, or was it like a tooth popped out? Because it happens when people eat nuts a lot. Thanks, Marlene. I feel like shit half the time. Today it's really gloomy and rainy and thundery all day today. So when it's like a cloudy, shitty, rainy day, you just feel the same way outside is? Yeah, that's today. I've been so tired today, and I don't know why. Christina. Girl, you know how many mistakes I made on social media and YouTube? Well, I feel like when you hit an age, you don't care. Like, I don't care anymore. Dude, I gotta tell you guys something real quick, and I'll answer all of you guys. So, went to, like, the gas station image maker place. Anyway, I gave them my ID, and the guy was insulted that I look young for somebody who's 37. And then I was insulted, because I'm like, really? He's like, there's no way this is real. I'm like, yeah? And I named everything on there. I'm like, dude, it looks like that same person. He goes, it doesn't look like you age. I'm like, I take care of my skin. I don't let the sun destroy it and age it. Sorry, I don't look 40 to you. My bad. Like, I was like mind blown. I'm like, he was physically annoyed and pissed off the fact that he was 37, but he did look like 45. He's the same age as me, and he was so mad that I don't have a wrinkle. I got dark circles for days, but I do not have a wrinkle, and that's because I just take care of my skin. I finally found a skin for all the women out there that care. It took me my whole life to find a skincare routine, and I finally did it. So excited. Sometimes you get excited over the small things. Girl, when I was with my ex, which we were high school sweethearts and stuff, I left him when Thomas was 4 months old. We'll just say it wasn't a good experience. I saved that for my members section. But it was a lot of bad I went through, and I should have walked away sooner. But the stress of going through court and I wasn't married to him, but when you have kids, it's going to get messy. But the stress of it literally caused autoimmune diseases on me. So I always tell everybody, if you're stressed, give the world the finger, move on. Or you're going to end up in my shoes. You don't want to end up in my shoes. It sucks. So, you guys can understand, you can get autoimmune from genetics, which is like 20% of people. Normally you can't get it that way. It's super rare. You can, but it's rare. But environmental, being around pollutants, stuff like this can cause autoimmune. And stress is always the number one cause to cause autoimmune and cancers and other shit. So just give the world the finger and just be like, I always say, if it's not going to matter tomorrow, don't stress about it today. And I move on. I know. Girl, feel your pain, man. I feel your pain. See, Ruby, when it comes to my skin, I darken very quickly. Luckily, I have like bright ass lights on me right now. But I definitely look Italian when you see me in person. I'm pretty dark. When I was a kid, I used to burn. I have not burned, and I'm not going to jinx myself, good lord, in a long time. I'll just say that. So I have like olive skin. So I tan pretty quickly. But when you have lupus makes you intolerant. Like, you're allergic to the sun, UV rays, heat, all of that. So like my hands, like if you guys see, I'll show you this way. See how it's puffed out here, flat down here, and puffs up again? That's what happens. And I've been inside too, but it's also hot. And that fan thing you hear, that's my AC blowing on me right now. But yeah, Marlene, that's why I keep refreshing them. So when it comes to my videos, like I said before, is that for the older people that have learned, I refresh them with new videos for the newcomers. And I just keep doing that. Because a lot of people, I have 800 freaking videos, more than that actually. So it's like, I don't expect people to go floating through. And a lot of people don't know how it works, that when you go onto somebody's page, if you click on videos, you can pick most popular, newest to oldest, oldest to newest, you can do all that. So I normally do, when people ask me to make a video of something, I just make a new one. Well, when it comes to migraines, Laura, migraines can definitely cause vertigo symptoms. And if you need the light off, that's an indication it's migraine. Because that's why I said normally with vertigo, I don't need to. Migraine, yes. Migraine, I actually put Vicks Vapor Bowl over my head, and because it works so well. Like, I get Wonka vision is what I call it. Like, it's always squiggly and stuff sometimes with my migraines at all. But when you need the light off and it helps, that is when you know. Like, if your eyes are hurting from the light and making you sick, that's a migraine. So I see where they were coming from that. But vertigo, I don't know if that's neurology, though. Because, that could be fixed even with a primary. vertigo is normally, you would even see an ear doctor, ear, nose, and throat. They would help you more than anybody for vertigo. Well, Erica, it depends what your symptoms. I don't know your symptoms. But being allergic to dentures, you'd be allergic to acrylic and plastic. So when it comes to, if you go through the stress of dentures, like say you just got dentures and you have medical issues already, it can put you in a flare from all your, depending on your medical issue, of what it is, because you just went through that massive stress. Learning to use your dentures, massive stress. So if it's been like years, then you're probably not allergic at this point. Because if you were allergic, like your throat would have swelled up by now. So I don't know how long you've had it for. But there's all different forms of allergies. You can have it mild. I always know when somebody wears their denture too much. So allergic or not, it doesn't matter. If you wear your denture all the time, it still rubs and moves. Even if it's tight, it like moves a little. You know what I mean? So when you eat, it moves. So when you take out the denture, say people wear them 24/7. You take them out, you see red dots and stuff. That's not an allergy. That's the denture rubbing up, and it looks insanely crazy. That happened to me once when I was at the hospital, because I had to be there for a while. I don't trust these people not to lose my damn denture. So to clean them and stuff, but I put them back in. Yeah, I don't trust hospital people. I've heard way too many stories about they lose them. So, no. But it depends on your symptoms. There's a whole bunch of things that's involved in it. But I'm thinking that because they moved you from July to August, I don't think they seem too concerned. You can also do a scratch allergy test too as well. Yeah, I'm not really sure, Erica, what you mean by, oh, you're a baby, smile. Not really sure what you mean by that. So if you want to emphasize it, I can comment. Yeah, they might, I know they might just have to dilate. Ask them to dilate your damn ducts. And you won't have to go through that pain anymore. Thanks, Warren. Sometimes I don't feel it. But that's everybody. Oh, girl. Stacy, so I made a video one time, and I think some of you might have seen it. I literally dropped my denture. You could see the mortified face I was. But this is why I put a washcloth on top of the counter when I clean. I don't do it over the sink, because you'll smash your denture. I don't do it without anything on the surface. So I always used a washcloth, but I double it. So if it drops, it's going to hit that. It won't break. And that's exactly what happened. I'm so glad I had the washcloth there, because I would have needed a new denture. Well, if they fly out your hands, you could have been aggressively brushing. So if they slip, say you're brushing, like you guys see me do my dentures 1,000 times cleaning them. When you brush them, you just hold it with your thumb in the middle of the palate, and you go from there. So if they're flying out, then that means the brush hit it to make it fly. If it just slipped, it would go straight down. So if you're like in a rush and you're quickly doing it, that would explain the flying. Sorry guys, I'm just reading everybody's stuff. I fully agree with you, girl, when it comes to the gallbladder attack. Holy crap. Like, you can't even breathe in. It's almost like pulmonary embolism, but up here. But it's like you're being just sharply stabbed deeper and deeper. It's such an awful feeling. Oh, I have that one too. I have actually multiple different kinds of Vicks Vapor Rub. By the way, it's multi-purpose, guys. great shit. But I have one with the lavender, with Vicks, and then I have the regular Vicks. Then I have the eucalyptus and lavender with Vicks. Then I have an all-natural one, which doesn't work as good as the other ones. Um, but yeah, Vicks Vapor Rub, you put it right here with a migraine, or you can even go like as far as here, not any closer to the eye, and it just goes away. It's great. Well, I mean, if you have genetic testing done, you tested positive for something, and it causes migraines, that would be your answer. But it's getting rid of the symptoms or making your life better. I always tell people, if you take those meds for vertigo, there's many different ways you can get vertigo, but if those meds work like they didn't work for me, if they don't work, then it's definitely not the one that they're trying to treat. It would be something completely different. That's why I did the head movements, even if it made me nauseous. It really does, the way you position yourself moves the crystals in your ear. Hey, Virginia. I haven't seen you in forever. Oh, really? I got it at Walgreens and then at Walmart. But if you just type in eucalyptus lavender Vicks Vapor Rub online, I'm sure it'll pop up somewhere. Well, see, genetic testing is different. So, even though, like, the only genetic test I actually tested positive for was lupus anticoagulant disorder, which is a blood disorder. Which doesn't mean I got it genetically, it's just part of the genetic testing. I actually got it from my autoimmune. But genetic testing, it's only certain things like cancer, shit like that, that's going to test positive. Anything with autoimmune, that they don't really test genetic for that, because, like even my doctor said, when it comes to MS patients, they usually come from up north and northeast. And they said, so the ones you see, down in Florida, most of the time, not all, most of the time they've come from the northeast and stuff. But it just depends on the person. But not everything's going to be tested genetically. If you've been tested for autoimmune, which you would need more symptoms than a migraine for autoimmune, that's like organ issues. You could do biopsies to prove that. There's a whole bunch of ways you could prove that. But there's an autoimmune panel. If that tested negative, then there's so many reasons that migraines get caused. Like if you have sinus issues, if you have ear issues, which everything is connected. There's so many things that cause migraines. Even TMJ joint causes migraines. Back issues, neck issues, all of that. Everything can cause migraines, literally everything. Even menopause can cause migraines, found that out. Anything can cause migraines. So if you have other symptoms, I always tell people, write a pain journal if you're going through some shit. And if it doesn't ever go away, and you're getting the same symptoms every day, and I always tell people also realize that even if you have symptoms, what I've noticed is that when I'm super anxious, because I have generalized anxiety disorder, so when I'm super anxious, that amplifies pain, like it physically, your mind can actually physically amplify stuff. So it's like they always tell people not to, unless you're getting symptoms, don't read the, allergy list of this medication, do all that. Because a lot of people, when they're anxious and they have the anxious component to them, they can actually stress it out and make it psychosomatically happen. So anxiety can actually amplify things to the max. So if people are scared, worried, nervous, whatever, it amplifies everything. So that's why people always ask me why I'm so positive for somebody who's probably not going to make it to 40. And I was like, well, the one thing I learned when I was first diagnosed with autoimmune is that negative mindset or anxiety, super stress, all of that stuff makes any autoimmune disease worse. That actually feeds it. Because only you can kick your own butt at that case. Autoimmune disease is in your immune system. And it's fight or flight. So that's why everything gets worse when people are stressed and anxious when they have autoimmune, even without autoimmune. But with people with an actual autoimmune disease, it can cause major flare-ups. Because the anxiety and stress. Our bodies all work together. That's why when people are anxious and, nervous and all that stuff, that's why people end up going to the bathroom a lot. Because it's connected, guys. Yeah, if she randomly got double vision, you always see an eye doctor at that point. Because double vision is no joke. It's not like your eyes are blurry. You have double vision. It's like, picture what a migraine vision would be all the time. That's freaking bonkers. But, well, an MRI is detected for MS, because I have a form of MS. It's neuromyelitis optica, which is like MS, but freaking worse. And a little scary. Shit's insane. But didn't really cause tumors though. MS doesn't do that part. But MRIs show the onset of MS. So when you get lesions in your brain going down your spine, they will verify it that you don't need a spinal tap for that. They'll be like, well, you got all the lesions and you got the symptoms. So you definitely have it. Like me, they did, because when you do an MS workup with a neurologist, which I went to the MS clinic for that, they also test you for neuromyelitis optica, which is severe, rare, and deadly, which is what I have. So when they did mine, came back, my original neurologist, because the one I went to in the MS clinic, the dude was we won't speak about it. He wouldn't even tell me my results. Like, he was sketchy. I don't know what that was about. So my neurologist reran everything. And I was a super high positive. He immediately called me and he goes, Heather, I know you have a lot of bad luck. And I'm really sorry to tell you have neuromyelitis optica. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, okay. I'm like, what do you want me to do? I have everything else that's rare and deadly. At this point, it's just something else added to the list. What are you going to do? It's not going to stop me from doing whatever I'm doing. So I always tell people, if you have MS, you've got to stay active. Because any form of MS. Because shit goes south real quick. That's the one thing I said. No matter what with all my health issues, I didn't want a brain issue. And of course, why not? Yeah, Marlene, seriously. Anxiety, you guys don't understand. Anxiety causes so much bad. So much bad. That's why I'm always so positive. That's why I still work out. That's why people are like, Heather, you had well over 30 pulmonary embolisms just in your left lung. And you had like a dozen in your right. I know my doctors are shocked as hell that I still push myself. I still exercise. I still do all that. Because that'll make me healthier than being a couch potato, doing nothing and acting bedridden. Because that's my 2 injuries is what caused it with my blood disorder. So having a broken foot on my left side and my torn Achilles heel on my right is what caused it with my blood disorder. So you can't not be active. It's important to be active. It can literally save your life like it did me. So it's funny because that was the 1 year I couldn't really do a whole lot because I was broken. And I was like, dude, this isn't normal for me. Like, I'm an athlete. Like, I'm always so on the go. I'm like, no wonder why we couldn't figure out how to blood disorder sooner, because I wouldn't stop moving. So it makes the blood move, it's great circulation. Menopause sucks. I was told I was early freaking menopause, and we won't go there. Aww. That's rough. Starting menopause and a divorce? Jeez, girl, just email me. My email is all over YouTube. Just email me. I'm in early menopause. I'm a hot mess. And I've been there, so you have somebody to talk to. Yeah, Pilates is good. See, I do yoga because it's mind-body. So it's not just body. So I have such bad anxiety, guys. It's literally a disorder of generalized anxiety disorder, which is one of the worst anxiety disorders you can have. And I always thought, like, meditation was BS. Truly did. I was like, you can't erase shit from the brain, but you can subside it with it. And it relieved, oh my God, the emergency room visits and progressing autoimmune. And it was such a hot mess with my anxiety. But when I started doing yoga, it all got better. And it helped my anxiety a tremendous amount. And I got rid of all my meds for anxiety because of that. Oh yeah, absolutely, menopause can cause anxiety. Menopause causes a lot of things. Actually, everything in this world can cause anxiety. Anything. Even if people are just a nervous person and they're just worried, whatever, that's part of anxiety. So I always tell people, find a way to ease it. Because I didn't. And now I have like a bunch of autoimmune. That sucks and shortened my lifespan. Well, girl, if you're in menopause, yeah. Menopause, girl, what I've looked up, not only causes raging freaking hot flashes, on top of my neurological disorders, which sucked. Um, yeah, you can lose coordination, you can do all of that. So absolutely. Yeah, Marlene, when it comes to meds, do you have Ativan? Okay, this is some crazy shit. So when I was going through pulmonary embolisms I didn't know I had, I was waking up in the middle of the night from panic attacks, like just sleeping. I would like can't breathe. So they blamed it on my anxiety disorder. That's what sucks when you get diagnosed with anything mental, because they automatically assume you're crazy. You're not crazy, because I ended up having pulmonary embolisms, and guess what pulmonary embolisms cause? Panic attack feeling. Feels like a full-fledged panic attack, whether you're sleeping or awake. It causes it. So yeah, I normally have emergency Ativan for like my rough moments, because with meditation it usually helps. But that's why I try to stay busy, because staying busy, keep my mind busy, keeps me from thinking about other stuff. That's why meditation's so cool, because you're not like just hum. It's not how that works. It's you. They literally teach you. Well, my teacher did anyway. They literally teach you how to, whatever you're thinking about, you can make the oceans move on its own. How you can make a flame dim, and then slowly come back and slowly. It's fucking amazing. Like guys, I was like, when I was being first taught this, like the first month, I was like mind blown. I was like, damn. Like I always say, the only person that can kick my ass is me. Because, but once you start doing hobbies, I love music and I love dance. So those were always my go-to. But given my lot of issues, I wasn't able to do dance anymore. Well, at least I was always a hip-hop dancer. So it was tricky. But if you find things to distract yourself, it keeps your mind busy and sort of erases everything that you're stressing about. Just keeping your mind busy. So that's why I always tell people, try meditation. I was once not a believer. Jennifer, what disorders do you have? Yeah, I remember you telling me about all of this, all my other lives I've done. Well, I would say if babysitting is causing issues, then I would probably tell them you can't do it anymore. Because you got to understand, stress anxiety is going to cause probably most of the symptoms you have. It's crazy that, people you say, oh, it can cause heart attack or stroke, but you don't realize how more broad that is. It can cause everything. Everything. Kind of scary, but it can cause everything. That's why I say it's not easy to do, especially in the beginning, and you don't know where to start when it comes to anxiety. But doing everything you can to minimize it. Like, if I'm chilling, laying in bed or whatever, and I start getting panic attacks and stuff, I either, message somebody, do whatever, or I put music on in my headphones, or I'll do like word searches, stuff like that. I'll try to decrease everything, because if you occupy your mind with so much stuff, you got nothing to fear. So that's why every time I get told I have a new disease, I'm like, all right, what do you want me to do? I'm not going to stress over it. It's just going to speed up my death. Like, why would I do that? It is what it is. I can't change it, but all I could do is focus on what I can change. And what I can change is making sure I stay active, taking care of my body, making sure I'm not any more deficient like I am on 8 other vitamins, which is really annoying. It's so much things. Like, even when I thought it was my autoimmune causing my extreme fatigue, like, when I was up, like, wake up in the morning, I'd immediately fall back to sleep. But I end up being iron deficient, magnesium deficient, because my legs are cramping like crazy. It's not always what it looks. most time there's so many vitamin deficiencies because doctors don't look for it usually unless they might have a glimpse of it might be that. So that's why I always tell people when you go for your yearly, always ask for an entire vitamin panel to be done, because I could bet my life you're probably deficient on something. Now I was like depleted almost. Luckily I'm just lately deficient at this point. Oh, girl, I take Remeron for PTSD, which is an amazing medication. Like, mine was so bad. I went through a lot of shit about a year and a half ago, which was my downfall. But Remeron, which is also given for, well, PTSD is a panic disorder, but, you know, OCD, bulimia, shit like that. Remeron is used for multiple things, but it's also great for PTSD, and it did erased everything I went through in my brain, and it just kept doing that. So that med's amazing. All the PTSDs I've had in my life and overcame, some of them, it's crazy how one med finally freaking worked. And I'd even never heard of it. Never heard of it a day in my life. And they need to stop using depression meds for anxiety, because anxiety and depression are two different things. So if you give somebody with anxiety disorder depression med, you can make them suicidal because you gave them the wrong med. So I feel like some doctors don't get it right. Actually, most doctors don't. Oh yeah, I have spinal stenosis. Well, fibromyalgia is overactive nerves. They said the same thing for me until when they did a biopsy, which is a double biopsy, and have small fiber neuropathy. There's no testing for fibromyalgia, you know? So if people have nerve pain, they just say it's fibromyalgia because they don't know what it is. But when my doctor was like, no, let's try for small fiber neuropathy, and it was just huge positive from the Mayo Clinic. So that was crazy. Well, rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune disease, Jen. So it can definitely cause migraines, but that's if you're in a flare-up with it. Yeah, osteoarthritis is pretty common. I have it on like my whole body. It sucks. But I always tell people, I'm like, if you were diagnosed with fibromyalgia, get tested for small fiber neuropathy. Just for shits and giggles. Ask them to test you for it. I mean, there are more side effects to that than fibromyalgia, because there's like a bunch of stuff that can happen with small fiber neuropathy. But it's best to know. And a lot of people get misdiagnosed, and it sucks. No, I know what you're talking about. It's Cymbalta. I think you are right with this. I think you are right spelling. Yeah. See, I was on Cymbalta in the very, very beginning of my autoimmune life. That sucks. But it worked for pain. I give it that. But I was on it for 2 months, and I was just a zombie the whole time. I couldn't have any feelings. I couldn't do any of that. And I was like, yep, not for me, guys. It did great for pain. I really wish it didn't make me all foggy, but it does work for pain. It is known to do that. Hey, Don. Dude, I haven't seen you in forever. Okay, before my ass goes completely numb, since I've been sitting here for 45 minutes, does anybody have any denture questions? It'd be my pleasure to help you with my dentures. I might do a giveaway too soon this week. I also got to do another live. Hey, Nancy. Oh, my ass. Sorry, guys, I'm sitting on my floor, as you can see. And I'm like, my ass hurts. Once my inflammation went down, oh my God, I can feel my butt bone, and it's not fun at all. Oh, I know. I'm going to put this on here because so many people ask me. They asked me what the hell Love Knots is, which is a blood thinner, but light, be better. This is what it is. And it's already pre-filled. Light, you are bright. And it just comes with that, and I just toss it and get rid of it. Well, in the box of stuff you gotta put it in. But yeah, I have to redo my soft reline, man. It has been a while. You know what it is? When you're in permanent dentures and your gums really don't shrink anymore, and bone loss, luckily, is slowed down, you don't really need to do soft reliners much, but mine's starting to fall apart, so I gotta do mine. It's been months. You mean 8 months into... Let me ask you a question. Are they trying to do your immediate denture is your permanent denture, because that's total BS. But is that what they're doing? Or is it still you're going to be immediate denture and you're going to get a whole new denture? Because then my answer is going to be different. Well, I'm glad that's getting better at least. Hopefully your permanent dentures come out well. Crossing the fingers, bro. Crossing them. Stacey, I know Eliquis is known to be the best one. See, I'm on a form of heparin. I feel like it just helped me heal so much quicker. Amen to the shot. But you run out of spaces if I do it twice a day, you know? So I know eventually I'm moving over to Eliquis. But a lot of my doctors, some of my doctors bump heads. It's quite amusing sometimes. I feel like my hematologist is so stead on Coumadin, but Coumadin has been known to cause more problems than any other blood thinner. But Eliquis I know is like the best-ish one to do as far as pill-wise goes. Jen, you can do it whenever you want. The only reason why I do it at night is because I don't want it sitting like germy, crappy stuff. Always make sure you brush your denture twice a day. We're going to start with that. Don't use liquid crystals as a cleaner, just a cleaner. You definitely need to brush your dentures. So I'm saying that for everybody. Yeah, see? Eliquis is a great one. It really is. But make sure you brush your teeth twice a day. The only reason why I do it at night is because I don't want to put it in clean water with bacteria ridden in it. So I want to make sure my denture is fresh in water that's fresh. Then I'll brush my denture to make sure all the stuff is nicely off and pretty. Rinse and pop them in. But I always make sure they're rinsed good, because if you got a soft reliner, anything can be absorbed by a soft reliner. Those things are so damn porous. Why do you think they fluff up in water? They're porous. So that's why I always tell people. Certain things you just can't use on dentures, but liquid crystals I do at night for that reason. You can even use liquid crystals twice a day, in the morning and at night, but to me, I don't see a point of double doing it when it just sits in water. Nancy, you're supposed to see your dentist once a year, even if things are fabulous in the denture world of yours. Because they got to check your gums. They got to check all of that. And they can actually take your denture and run it through like a power wash and cleaning thing. It's always fun to do. Good question, Erica. You know, I'm glad when people ask me that, because a lot of people don't know this. So it's two ways. You could put it in water, change the water out twice a week, make sure you brush your dentures, do all that, keep it in water. Or you can put it in the freezer. So what you would do is take a Ziploc freezer bag, not generic, please. Actually do Ziploc for this. Put them in like a half-gallon one, or a gallon one, whichever, it doesn't matter. And make sure it's completely dry when it's going in there. But you want to wrap it with like a, some people do wet cloth, some people just only put like a washcloth to sort of protect it. Then you want to take the air out, put it in there, and you put it in your freezer. But when you have 3 boys, my husband and 2 boys, in and out of the freezer like animals, I'm not putting mine in the freezer. They won't come out alive. In less than 24 hours, they will be broken, so I wouldn't do that. So I just store them in water next to the sink with, I have so many freaking denture cups, but I have like a little corner up against the wall, so I just stick them there. You're welcome, Nancy. Hey, Bob. There was, oh my god. Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys this. The Walmart by me, every denture product that I possibly could like, minus the Fix It on Ultramax, I still, nothing has beat that yet. Everything is gone. Like their mod, the Polydent brush is gone, Fresh and Bright's gone, the soft reliner crap that sucks is gone. There's everything is gone. So I know every Walmart's different, but mine, all of it's gone. So luckily I get my stuff from Dr. B. Or you can just order on Amazon. But make sure you read where you're getting it from on Amazon, because some of that's not legit. Laura, seriously. They're like freaking animals. You know, does anybody go through this as a mom? I'm not by the fridge. I'm sitting down or I'm doing something else, whatever. Every single one of them will be like, Mom or Heather, where's this? And I'm like, are you at the fridge? They're like, yes. I'm like, am I? They're like, no, but we figured you know where everything is. I'm like, yes. Because I do everything for everybody already, and you want me to memorize where everything is in the fridge and freezer to make your life easier when you're standing at the fridge and I'm not. When you could just open your eyes and look. Why did they do that? It's mind-boggling. I'm like, look. Like, what's the problem? Yeah, I'm going to check. You know what? I'm going to do that because everybody else seems to not be having it. See, I didn't want to get it on Amazon because they're way more money on Amazon. I used to get it for like $1.70. And now it's like $9 for two. I'm going to do some research on that, guys, because I don't know what the hell's happening with Fresh and Bright. Unless they're downsizing. You know, COVID impacted a lot of people, so... Yeah, Fresh and Bright's usually an Amazon thing. But, I don't know, I'm going to do some research, because it was everywhere. It's even not even in Walgreens or Rite Aid anymore, so the company must be lessening, or something's happening. I don't know, but I'm going to do my research, I'm going to let you guys know, because that shit's amazing. I always tell people, if you can't get Dr. B stuff, because it's the only product that's cleaning for dentures, you can use in your mouth and dentures. So you don't need two products. It's cheaper just to do one. But if you can't do that, just get Fresh and Bright. Fresh and Bright's ADA approved. It's the actually, Dr. B and them are the only ADA approved denture cleaner to brush your dentures with. Don't use denture cream. It's like Bengay for the denture. Please do not. And it's very filmy. God, it sucked. They need to not make that anymore. Ugh. Now I just got the smell in my face too. When you ever had that? When you think about something, you just smell it now all of a sudden. But yeah, I'm gonna try to figure that out because Fresh and Bright is a kick-ass product. That was my first favorite ever denture cleaner. It will take all stains off at anything. It was freaking amazing and cheap. Can't go wrong with all of that. I know, Bob. Me too. Anytime, Stacy. Girl, get a hold of me. Just get a hold of me. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm not sure if it's spam or it's one of my followers. I have no idea. Because you don't know. No idea. But in my email, it's like they ask denture stuff-ish, but I don't really pop it open. But the email's a bunch of numbers. I don't know if you guys know what the hell that is, but it's like a bunch of numbers and letters. I don't open that stuff. To me, that's spam. But I don't know if there's like a site or app or something that regenerates an email that doesn't really exist. I have no idea. But anybody with numbers and letters, like, I mean, you take half the alphabet, scramble it up with half the numbers, and like the first 10 numbers, scramble it, that's what it is. It's not like an actual screen name. You mean the OG gen for Fix It and Ultramax? I mean, by me, they still have a bunch of that. Maybe I'll do some giveaways and send that out too to you guys, because that's definitely around me. It's in Walgreens, it's in Rite Aid, it's in Walmart. Fix It and Ultramax never goes away. The original. So a lot of people are like, oh, that doesn't work. I'm like, show me the picture. I'm like, that's not even the original. I'm talking about the OG Fix It and Ultramax. And I know, Jen, you know what I'm talking about. Been one of my long-term followers. But it's weird because now their newer stuff has got similarities to that, so people are getting confused. But I might just do a giveaway on that because that should never be hard to get. That adhesive is godly. It was great when I like used adhesive and I didn't have to get them out for like 16 hours. It just never budged. Do you have any drugs? I don't know if you live in the middle of nowhere. I know a lot of people do. I don't know if you're by a Walgreens. I know they have them. I don't live anywhere near close to a CVS, but I know they have it. Yeah, I definitely don't think a pharmacy, like, for insurance and all that, they won't carry Fresh and Bright. See, Fresh and Bright was like a, not a major big pharma company. And their product was incredible. Absolutely amazing. Oh, so girl, go to Walgreens. It's there. I live right across street. Literally, I'm like 92 steps, like steps from Walgreens. And I know they have it. I've noticed. I don't know if some of my old time denturewares here. You remember that foamy stuff that was like pro whatever, and it's like a 4-step or 3 to 5 step, whatever the hell it was, like system they did for people with dentures or like liners or whatever it was. Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore either, which I don't blame them because that wasn't good. Jesus, that's a long drive just to get to a store. That's like when I first came upstate. We were staying at my ex's dad's house because he had like a big 6-bedroom house, and it took us 45 minutes to get to Walmart. That was the quickest store to get to. I'm a city girl, so that was weird. Luckily now we've been in Oneonta for years, but Oneonta is like a small city. It's like if you take country and city and merge them together. That's what Oneonta is. But I don't know if I could do 1 point. What happens if something medically happens? 1.3 hours away? That's horrible. Oh, the OTC? Well, see, OTC can mean honestly anything. Because I've seen so many OTC companies that have been in and out of business on and off. But that's big pharma companies. But the whole thing is, it was such a popular, and I always recommended Fresh and Bright. It was either that or Dr. Beats. Can't do the other. You're good. Um, it's nowhere. Like, I've checked every freaking store by me. God, I'm Italian. I just realized what I was doing. I checked every store by me. It's all gone. All of it. I'm like, put up a sign saying we're going out of business, buy us all up. I would have bought like a freaking case and give it out to people. Oh yeah, Laura, it's so changed now. When I first came here about a decade ago, they didn't have a whole lot besides like Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot. Now is a lot. Panera, Starbucks. We have like 7 hotels. Because I live in a vacation spot. I live right by Cooperstown. So, yeah. It's like we get the college kids for half the year, then we get the baseball people the other half, and it's just not fun. I believe I'm second generation Italian in America, or first generation, something like that. That's scary, Christina. See, that's one of the major things I ever looked for when I moved is the nearest hospital. Because when you have kids, crap happens, or anybody, crap happens. So I always check the near surrounding areas. Ugh. People are ridiculous on them. There's things held to let the comments go through or whatever, and people are just so immature. So I had to check on that. Yeah, that's horrible, and I'm sorry, Erica, you went through that. Hey, Carol. Yeah, I don't care if you're joking or not. Your ass is blocked. And deleted. I know shit like that can be hard, girl. I've been there, done that. And especially being that far, that's scary, though. I feel like when I was younger, I didn't pay attention to any of that. But as I got older and became a mom, I'm more of like, what's the schools like? Where's the doctors? The rates of the doctors in hospitals. But I mean, the hospitals by me and doctors suck. Like, they're crap. I gotta drive an hour and a half to 2 hours just to see real better doctors. Okay, guys, my butt is now completely numb, so I'm gonna get off. It's been over an hour now. But I know this week I want to try Instagram Live. I've never done it because it annoys me. But I never tried it. Facebook one definitely drives me nuts. But I'm going to be popping up videos. I'm going to let you guys know about Fresh and Bright. I'll make a video for that, or I'll edit in one of my videos to keep you guys posted. Because where the hell did they go? Like, they went from being hot and around to they disappeared and nobody knows where they went. So I hope, like, they're doing good and they're okay. I don't know. I'll let you guys know. And I'm also going to do a live and a normal video on how to do a new product and how to use it. But if you guys need me, just email me. Can I freaking write it in here yet? I always want to do that and it never lets me. No, of course not. So if you guys go in any of my videos, you hit the arrow next to the title of the video. My email is the first thing you see in the description. Email me anytime. Yeah, they're not good by me either, Erica. So I feel your pain on that one. Might keep trying to kill me. Yeah, I do the same thing, girl. It sucks. But if you guys need me, you guys know how to find me. I'm kind of everywhere. If you're in my judge support group, you can literally just private message me through my normal private Facebook. And you can always chit-chat with me there. But if you guys need me, I'm around. But my videos will be coming out all this week. And probably next weekend live, I'll do the how-to video with you guys. But stay safe, stay healthy, guys. And remember, if you ever have bad anxiety days, take your mind to another place. That's what was cool about, you know, doing yoga and stuff. Because you just go off, and you don't even know that you're off in another world. But it's so cool how the mind works, you know? I always find that fascinating. But all of you guys stay safe. Please be healthy. And if you get attacked by the Canadian smoke, stay inside. It's better for you not to mess up your lungs. I've learned that the hard way. But I hope you guys have a good night. Later, guys.